guys. What's up? What's up? I hope you guys can hear me. Another short and sweet one. Let me welcome you guys in, first of all. And this is not any type of me going off or anything. So there's this dude. He's been around the space for a few years now, probably at least about 4 or 5 years. His name is Vigoda. He's blocked off of my channel, but I've seen him on many other channels. Um, and the reason he's blocked is because he called me a bitch. He came over here and called me a bitch. Um, because I went off on him because he said, and I have the footage. I'm going to go through the footage. First of all, he came on my show. He doesn't have a channel that I know of, but he came on my show. Hey, young Riaz. And it was not, he started changing it into something. Hey, we unlock. I was in your live stream earlier, boo. So let me just say this. I was in your live stream. I was over at H&M. Sometimes I like to just watch from the clouds, honey. I know I came in at the end, but no, I was watching from the clouds for the longest time. And I also saw Big J early this morning. Ooh, it's a lot going on, but I want to talk to y'all. Give me a second. You cussed at me. When? So I saw a woman over there. You know, so DOD was over there. You and DOD. I be watching. I saw Creative Solutions. I went back and watched her. She did a Valentine's Day show with Sir Ism. I like that video. I don't always like to drop out the clouds. I'm more of a replay girl, to be honest. And a lot is going on with me right now. I don't really want to talk about the personal stuff right now, but a lot is going on. So I just would rather be in the clouds. But I want to talk about this dude, Vigoda. Vigoda he has a Middle Eastern accent, but he says he's Jewish, which is fine. First, let me say this. I don't feel like I should have to say it, but I'll just say it. I'm a loving person. I love people. But I also love my people. I love myself. Okay. And so he came to my channel. We were not even discussing, I think, I can't remember. I got the video. Y'all know I got a million videos, so I would have to go through it and find it. But I'm almost certain we were not discussing the Middle East. We were not discussing Hebrew Israelites, but he turned the whole conversation into his country, his culture, the Middle East. As a matter of fact, I think it was Black History Month, if I'm not correct. I think it was Black History Month, and I was going in on Black people for not showing respect. I think I was on somebody's channel, and they said something disrespectful about Martin Luther King Jr., and I was kind of going off about that. And I was saying how I respect both Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. Even though they had different ideologies, they still did a lot to help African Americans in this country. So I was talking about something completely different, and he came over and made it about the Middle East and Hebrew Israelites. Well, those of y'all have been with me long enough. I mean, I'm very proud to be a Hebrew Israelite woman. And let me just clear some things up. No, I do not celebrate Valentine's Day. But the person I'm with, they celebrate all these holidays, and they insisted on getting me something for Valentine's Day. So I don't want nobody in my comment section, oh, but you celebrate the holidays. No, I don't. And I haven't had pork in damn near 40 years. I do not. I keep the Hebrew Israelite laws. Which is why I decided to do this today on the Sabbath. But let me just say this. I want y'all, want y'all, it's none of my business where this man goes. I don't care where he goes. I just can't be on the panel with him because I want to curse his ass out so bad. Hey, Irby, I just want to let loose on him so bad. So I just sit and watch, but he does the same thing wherever he goes. He changes the subject. He asks a bunch of questions about our culture. Then he pretty much on the low, this is our culture as Americans, and big ups his own culture. And like he does the same stuff over and over and over again. Let me read some of your comments, and then we're going to do a flashback to the past, honey, so y'all can see how old was. Hey, Kelly Ray Boo, how old Vigoda works, honey. And like I said, I don't know this man, but he was very disrespectful to me. And that's it. You get one chance to be disrespectful to me. That's why he's blocked from my channel, and he's gonna stay blocked from my channel. You know what? I don't mind going up there and having a conversation. As long as he don't talk to me, I don't mind it. Um, but he gets on my nerves. So let me read some of you guys's oh, I know, right? It's almost over. Hey, Kelly Ray. She says, happy Valentine's Day to you. She says, "Oh Lord, don't get me started today, them chosen ones, until someone can walk on water. I'll wait." Well, when I say chosen ones, I'm talking about scripture, I'm talking about prophecy, I'm talking about bloodlines. I'll get into it in a second. Let me see what We Unlock says. We Unlock says normally he just goes up there and starts ranting. Yes, that's what he does. And then he'll say some dumb ish about Michelle Obama. Yep. Well, I'm gonna show you what he did. I'm not even gonna keep you guys waiting. Yeah, about Michelle Obama. He's been kicked. Yeah. At first when I used to see him, I used to warn people, but no. Um, because we're all entitled to go where we want to go on YouTube. We are. Um, so I'm not gonna do that to him. Yeah, he cussed at me, child. But let me tell you why I went off on him. I went off on him because he disrespected my family member. My son's father is a Hebrew Israelite. My son is a Hebrew Israelite. The people on that thumbnail, those are my family members. They own a restaurant here locally in South Carolina. They're Hebrew Israelites. The truth of the matter is Hebrew Israelites are all over the world. And Black Hebrews have been here. There's proof, but people refuse to freaking open a book. And it's really true that if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in the book. And then Black folks' self-esteem, I'm gonna be honest, is so low. They refuse to look at themselves as anything other. Yes, we were brought here as slaves, but we have such a rich history. And everybody wasn't a slave. Everybody wasn't a slave. But yes, some of us did go into slavery. And it's just so, because he even, now that I think about it, he even brought up that foolishness about, oh, well, Black people sold Black people. And I had to constantly chin check his ass. Well, Africa is a continent. And so they weren't selling their own people. They were selling outsiders, invaders. They were selling people from other tribes. So they were not all the same people. All Black folk is not kinfolk. So I'm trying to educate this man, and he's in the meantime disrespecting my people and my belief. He actually said, I'm gonna play the video, but let me just give y'all a brief recap. He said, which I was very respectful when he said that he was Jewish and that was his culture. And I said, okay, well, basically I broke it down and I said, I believe that we are the chosen. He said that he was the chosen people. I said, well, I believe that we are the chosen people. But I said, it doesn't really matter as long that we're all serving the same God, right? We're brothers and sisters in this. But he continued to say that Hebrew Israelites were not. He was adamant about that, even after I put my elder on the phone to explain our beliefs, who was very respectful. I was very respectful to him. My elder was very respectful to him, but he started to call Hebrew Israelites names like crazy and stuff like this. And let me just say this, not all Hebrew Israelites are the same. I know a lot of Hebrew Israelites that are highly educated, very good people. Everybody is not the same. And so it's weird to me that everybody else can be respected for their beliefs, but when it comes to Hebrew Israelites, we're not respected on here. And it's sad, a lot of it's because of the negative things that are shown on the internet. And then instead of people inquire, maybe ask somebody that they know personally, no, they just assume things. So I'm going to, as far as the chosen people, I'm gonna break this down real quick because I did use the term chosen people. So in reference to the Bible, the Most High had the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Judah, right? This is according to the Bible, don't listen, was one of those 12 tribes. And So we got into that. I'm trying to think of what else. What else did he say? It was a while. It was years ago, 5, 6 years ago. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and find the video, and I'll let you guys watch it for yourself, and then we'll break it down. So hold on, let me find the video. But you're gonna see, I was not disrespectful to him. He was disrespectful to me. So let's find it. Yeah, it's called Caller Tries to Bait Mahogany. And this is just a clip of it. I think I had like 4 clips because it was a very long video.
If you didn't hear that, then never mind. She said about, you know what, I ask every African American that I've been on his show almost, what do you think about Wimpy Goldberg and what
Huh?
what do you think about Wimpy Goldberg?
Oh, Whoopi Goldberg. You always ask us
Yeah.
about Whoopi Goldberg. Is she in the
here
news?
people want to strangle that woman after what she said.
Well, wait a minute.
Literally, people called in the internet to kill her.
Wait a minute. What did Whoopi say? Because let me tell you what I know of Whoopi. I've always liked Whoopi. I've seen her movies, Ghost, and I've seen just about every Jumpin' Jack Flash. I've always liked Whoopi Goldberg. I think she's hilarious. But I don't know. She has been controversial due to some of her political stances and stuff. So I don't know what she said. What did she say?
About the Holocaust.
Oh, Lord.
That's
She said
why
something
everybody is pissed off about her.
I actually hadn't heard that. You giving me some news, honey, for me to research.
Okay, then if you didn't hear that, then never mind. She said you should see it for yourself, and then you can decide. But let's say that what she said about what she said in that episode almost killed her career. She was suspended for 2 weeks.
So let me just say this. This man comes to my show talking about Whoopi Goldberg. Nobody was talking about Whoopi Goldberg. I was doing a show about the importance of Black History Month, and he turns it into how Whoopi Goldberg disrespected his people, talking about the Holocaust. Now let me pause. I still to this day never found the footage of where Whoopi Goldberg said something to disrespect people about the Holocaust. I still can't find that footage. But he comes to my show and swears this happens. And I said, you know what? Well, I'm sorry that happened. Still, there's no disrespect from me towards him. I want you guys to pay attention. Let me see what we unlock. I want you guys to really pay attention to what he does. He's a nothing but, yeah. But he goes around. So he goes around in black spaces in particular. Because I seen him on Sharon too. I seen him on Sharon. He's all over the place, and which he's allowed to be. I'm not policing nobody, but it's weird to me. It's really weird to me. I might skip through this video because I don't want to be here too long, and I want you guys to actually sit and listen so you guys can see what I'm saying. But I'm going to play a little bit more.
Because of that, and if you ask me, she was supposed to be fired.
I definitely thank you so much, Vigoda. I definitely will look it up because I've always thought she was smart. I don't know. So I'm gonna look it up. Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you a question let me ask you a couple questions because I'm always curious when people from different areas why they're so interested in certain things going on here in America. You said that you ask a lot of African Americans. What are you curious about African American subjects? What brings you over?
No, I managed to talk to a lot of Americans from many backgrounds, so I managed to bump into some African Americans, and I asked them about the Whoopi stuff, the Whoopi Goldberg stuff.
I will say this because I will tell you this: the internet is, there's a lot of cool people, including myself, on the internet, but I don't think it's a good way to really make a judgment on people. Don't let the internet, because there's a lot of craziness that happens on here, give you false judgment about, because I feel like that happens a lot. Like people will watch things and think that's just the way life is. Like they might think that's the way American life is, or You know, I wasn't even going to bring it up. I was not even going to bring it up because I could say a lot of things, but I'm not. I don't want to incite. And see, that's the thing. I feel like he was trying to get me. Oh, trust me, the conversation gets worse. He gets worse. He gets aggressive with me. I want you just watch. Just watch. Just watch. All life matters. All life matters. I shouldn't have to say this. Um, there's a reason that people came up with the Black Lives Matter because Black people was the one being, for the most part, it's not Asian people being, freaking shot down by police officers. But the point is, all lives matter, but it's something that we shouldn't have to say. But he goes on anyway. He goes on and makes this thing about his people. I did not do it. And anyway, I just see him doing this gently. What he's doing is he's slowly doing it to other people, which I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care anymore at this point. Um, hey Taylor. Um, it's just warned me, and he is right about him. Most people. I mean, I will say this. We'll not seriously, because I know you'll jump on a man in a minute, which that's what I love about you, especially in defense of us. I don't want y'all to jump on him. I don't want anybody that sees this to jump. As a matter of fact, I might take it down. I want H&M to see it because H&M was like, "Oh, why do you have so much smoke?" And I noticed he was afraid to show my comments. But Vigoda knows what he did. He knows that he's blocked. He cursed me out, and then he continued to send me crazy curse words until the point where I had to block him. He's a weird person on here, which there's plenty of weird people on here. He's a weird person that loves to watch Black people, which is whatever. I think it's strange. And loves to put himself up on some kind of weird pedestal and make everything about his culture and his people. I just noticed that about him. It's not a problem. It doesn't make him even a bad person. I'll tell you what does make him a bad person when you think that you are that this is the thing. Anybody can believe that they're chosen. Anybody can believe that they're God's child. I think everybody is God's child. But when you tell me, "Oh no, you're not, but I am," you come over to my show and say, "Oh no, you're not, but I am," that's a problem. So let me fast forward. I'm going to fast forward so you guys can hear. Let's listen. Y'all know I don't ever lie to y'all. I don't got no reason to lie. That's the way African American people are, and it's really not a good indicator because people are just talking from their experience, and everybody has a different experience. So I would, until you get over here to visit, I wouldn't make too much judgment about what
if you want to talk, if you mention, if we're already talking about it, I took and I'm in the third year of my studies, and a year ago I took a course about the 60s in the USA. So I happened to learn about your struggles and about Martin Luther King.
Okay.
And stuff.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, Vigoda. That's awesome. But that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. There's so many others. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got Marcus Garvey, and you got all these other people that you never, I can't even name them all, that were very influential and powerful in American society. And you will never, ever learn about it unless you self-educate. And that's the sad truth. I think I was out of high school before I finally learned who Marcus Garvey was, and just
with
a lot of
with Martin who? Garvey?
Marcus Garvey. He was from Jamaica, but he was a powerful influencer in America. They ended up sending him out of America because a lot of Americans were threatened by him. He was talking about Black empowerment, Black nationalism, Black people working together.
If I may say,
Sure.
about Martin Luther King, also a big reason that we studied about him on that specific course because we there is a street after him over here.
Yeah, he was very.
Then we have literally a street after Martin Luther King's name.
I think I know in the United States, every state does. Every state has a Martin Luther King Boulevard. Yeah. But the thing of it is, there were so many people that fought the good fight. I think America, I'm going to be quite frank with you, America loved Martin because Martin Luther King preached peace and passiveness to towards them, even though they were being very aggressive towards us. He taught the people to basically turn the other cheek. But there were other people that said, hey, no, we're going to give you aggression for aggression. And America didn't want that message to be spread. So
Yeah,
they only pushed his message. But there were lots of other people that had just as messages that were just as powerful. And it's
yeah, but
sad.
that is not the reason that we have a street over him here. It was good to the Jews of the USA, and he was
Mhm.
he was a Zionist. That's why.
Say that last thing again. I didn't hear it all. I'm sorry.
I said we have a street after him here because he was good to the Jews of the USA, and because of course he was a Zionist.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Dr. Martin Luther King, I have a picture of him downstairs in my living room. Wonderful. You know, most Americans, we love him, but there's so many more. My mother was a retired, she did substitute teaching. She did a whole lot of stuff, but she made sure that we learned our history. So I know there's so many more that people just don't even know about. Um, but anyway, I appreciate you coming up here. I'm going to
You
say
know what? I
goodbye.
have also another question for you. You said, if I may ask, you
Yes.
said in you said before I got in, you said something about that you also been in channels of Israelis, Israelite. What?
I said, what? What did I say?
You said Black Israelite. You mean Ethiopia? You've been on channels of Ethiopian Jews. You mean?
So yeah, Hebrew Israelites. They're Hebrew Israelites here in America. I think they're all over the world, to be honest. But
You
I
mean
listen to a
Ethiopia?
lot of
You
Hebrew
mean
Israelites.
Middle Eastern Jews, Ethiopian Jews, or you mean, or if I'm not mistaken, you mean the crazy cult that you have of African Americans that think that they are descendants
Well,
of
I'm
Jews?
I'm going to say this. I don't think that they're crazy. I think. Why would you call them crazy? All right. So yeah, I felt insulted, but so he is from Israel, but it was just the way, and we got into a huge argument. It's an old video from like 5, 6 years ago. I still have the rest of it. I got to try and remember the name because he came up there and changed the entire subject. I was not even talking about that. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, and I'm glad Kelly Ray is here. Me and Kelly Ray have been subscribed to one another for many years, but I don't. One thing I don't see her, and her husband is black. She has mixed children. I don't see her dipping her nose. Sometimes when black people are having a conversation, we're having a conversation amongst each other. I'm not going to go, even if my husband was a different race, I'm not going to go to another different race. Obviously, he knows nothing about our culture. He knows nothing. He knows absolutely nothing. And he's not trying to learn. He's coming over there with 100% judgment. That was my problem with him. And it got really ugly between us. I'm gonna leave it here. I will try and go find it if you guys are interested in it. Yeah, it got really ugly. And he, like I said, he called me the B word, and I went off on his ass. Hey, boo, you're gonna have to watch this from the beginning. But I will tell you, you're another one. Well, I haven't. Did I see you go live? I saw your post. But I just want to say this. I want to leave on a happy note. If y'all just got here watching from the beginning, because even black folks have made comments that I found disrespectful. If you don't want to believe that God loves you, then that's fine. If you don't want to, like, I'm not going to force my beliefs down anybody's throat, but damn sure enough, don't make fun of mine and don't tell me that I'm a fool for believing what I believe. Because I would never do that to any of you. I would never disrespect y'all like I would never disrespect him like that. He's entitled to believe what he believes. But I know what the Bible says. People act like there's no description in the Bible of the people of Israel. There are plenty of descriptions in the Bible. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's on you, and that's fine. But don't tell me that I'm crazy for believing what I believe, but you're not crazy for believing what you believe. That's the thing. Respect is given. Respect is due to to the people who give it. So if you give me respect, I'll give you respect. But I don't have nothing against him. But he full of crap. I can tell you that. But he does have a right to move throughout the spaces. Just pay attention, be wise, realize what you're dealing with. I mean, to me, he's a troll. He's a religious troll, a cultural troll, and there's people like that. Um, and at first, I was all beautiful and all this and that. When I said that, I was dumb. My family was dumb, and he called my son's father a racist, which is absolutely not true. My son's father is not a racist. A lot of people, and this is the truth. This is what I find. Whenever Black people say that they're proud to be Black, for some reason, people with very low self-esteem seems to think that that means we hate them. Black love does not mean hating other people. It just means that we love ourselves. I know that's probably something rare for them to see because in the news and in the media, we're always shooting and killing each other. But no, there's Black people that love Black people and love being around other Black people. There's some of us that actually love each other. And if that's a problem for you, I'm sorry. I don't know what God you serve. It shouldn't be a problem for you. As human beings, we're supposed to love one another. I'm gonna cut this short. I had more to say. I'll try and find the other video. If you guys want to see more, I'll let you know. Um, yeah, watch it from the beginning. And I'll probably take this down. I'll definitely take his name out of it. Um, I'll give you an example real quick before I go. I was letting a Christian sister of mine, she was talking about the Sabbath day. And I said, well, if you really want to observe the Sabbath day, you should try and observe it on a Saturday versus a Sunday. And I wasn't telling her what to do. It was in discussion. It didn't come out of nowhere. That's not my personality. And I even showed her the proof about Sunday coming from the sun god and all that. I mean, because she wanted this debate. I actually didn't want to do it, but she brought up the subject. Um, because she said some things and I had to correct her. She was like, "Oh, well, you guys don't worship God." And I'm like, "No, that's not true. We call him by his name. We believe his name to be Yahweh, so we call him by his name. I don't know. Oh, that's a false God. No, even, even I just wish people would read and research. So, and we talked about the true name, the J not being in the English language until the 1500th century. So there's no way that his name could have actually been Jesus. It would have had to been Yahweh or Yahshua after the Father. We talked about all this. I even showed I showed proof in books, and it still wasn't enough, and that's fine. But then they proceeded to tell me that my beliefs are foolish and this and that, even though she can't prove anything from her beliefs. How did Sunday become a Sabbath day? When did that happen? When did that happen? I know when the church started changing it, and I know why the church started changing it, and I know where it came from. But she couldn't prove anything that she was saying, but I could prove what I was saying, but yet I'm foolish for believing what I believe. Ciao, bye. Ciao, bye. And so my thing is just respect people. You don't have to push your religion on people, but then don't disrespect people either. I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me just read really quickly. I said this earlier today that this is very demonic world that we live in. When sorry, my eyes, y'all. I need glasses. Living when it comes to worshiping idols, God is the way. Yeah, and I agree, but I don't push that on people. Like, I actually did not start the conversation. We unlocked. She started the conversation, but she was mad that I could actually back it up. Like when I pulled out the books and I started showing her the proof about the languages and stuff. Like people really think that um I don't know if it's because I am book educated that they think I'm not educated in other things either, but I am very well educated and very well informed about my faith. I'm not just one of those people just up here talking, you know what I'm saying? So let me see what Kelly Ray says. Kelly Ray says, just because you're pro something doesn't mean you're anti anything else. Yeah, these people, I really do believe they're special while they're all, and that's the thing that bothers me, Kelly. That's, yeah. And even my thing is, even if it were so, in the Bible it clearly says that through him, right, we should see the kingdom of heaven. So we can't judge each other. We could try and judge each other, but that's not going to guarantee you getting to the kingdom of heaven. At the end of the day, it's his decision. He knows our hearts. But this man, it was just the rudeness of it all for me. Like I said, I'll try and find it. Maybe I'll make a short clip of it. But he cussed me out. I cussed him out, and that was the end of it. But may he go in peace, honey. Let me just read this last. Let me read a couple. Oh, I'm sorry, Irby. Let me read these last few. Mahogany, I've been posting historical figures in my community for Black history. Oh, cool. I sure will. Um, y'all know I've been working. Lots of people don't believe that Caucasian people are Israelites unless they've been grafted in because of the location. People from that region with that weather, of course, would be melanated. I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna tell you something. I just saw this documentary. Oh, you know what? I might share it. I'm gonna get a copyright, but I might share it. It's called The Kings of Israel or Black Kings of Israel, something. There are Hebrew Israelite films, but I hadn't seen it. I just saw it. I haven't watched the whole thing. No, there's two documentaries that came out. One are the Black Pharaohs or whatever, and one are Black, something like that. Black Pharaohs, and there's another one that just came out. I want to finish watching it, and then if you guys want to, we can review it together. But it's historical facts. And I'm gonna just say this. America is very far behind. When you go to other countries, parts of Asia, parts of Black people have been traveling the world for a while, and even in Africa back then, there is proof. It's written in scriptures and Torahs that there were dark-skinned practicing Hebrew Israelites. There were, even back then. That's factual. America has not taught a lot of these things because I don't think they want the American people to know. But to be honest, the way some of us are so brainwashed, I mean, like I said, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I'll leave it at that. Yes, that's true. And the reason, well, there's one name, but the languages, see, the language is a people. The language is a people. And so that's how it changes. You're absolutely right. Let me just read a few more, then I'm gonna let you guys go. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I love that movie where Indiana Jones was stepping on letters, spilling out the name. He stepped on the letter J and down and fell. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a movie, but I guess that's telling. But seriously, if you guys want to know the truth, look up when the letter J came to an existence. The letter J did not come into the English language into the 1500s. The Bible is way older than the 1500s. I mean, people just have to do some research. Anyway, I love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Sabbath day if you celebrate it. I'll see you guys soon on these YouTube streets. I'm gonna keep this up for a while, but I think I'm gonna take his name out of it. I don't know if H&M is gonna watch it though. I just had to get off my chest because every time I see him, he just makes my skin crawl. But I'll leave it up for a while. Peace. Y'all have a good weekend.